I show pictures that are unrelated to what I'm doing or talking about because the pictures are prettier than I am and because, really, it's a way to have you focus on something. In churches, they have icons, statues, and so on. In my videos, I use pictures of flowers usually. Today, I wanted to share some discoveries of mine. I wanted to share them with you. I also wanted to make some bold statements that are not in keeping with traditional ways of thinking. My Unitarian ways of thinking suggest strongly that Jesus was no more than a God than I am. He was simply a man, perhaps more enlightened than most, but just the same, a man. He was, to me personally, a way shower. He set certain examples that I think are worth following. I think that in this juncture of time, we can no more know about God than a shrimp living at the bottom of the ocean explaining ice-capped mountains. The shrimp has no frame of reference, as we, with our limited knowledge at this time, have no frame of reference about God. To me, therefore, all religions are false because they don't know what they're talking about. For one thing, I firmly believe that science, nature, and God are one in the same. No church on earth preaches that. I, for one, reject all religions because they all share some rather bizarre commonalities. We'll get to that in a minute. What I do believe is that we, as human beings, are wired to recognize the divine nature of nature, and I believe, anyway, that's how I believe anyway, that our purpose is not to study who or what God is, but to simply enjoy this gift called life. In short, to do three things. 1. Recognize that God is in us and that we are all part of whatever God is. 2. Recognize the divinity in all others and therefore to love all others as we love ourselves. 3. In recognizing that we, in essence, gods, or in other words, that we are gods, it is incumbent on all of us to appreciate our uniqueness and to use our resources to be the absolute best that we can be. One of the errors of all places of worship is that they see a God that is based on their own codes of morality. To me, God is neither good or bad, a man or a woman. God simply is. The problem with morality codes is that they lead to laws that are not good for mankind and in respecting the divinity of mankind. For example, slavery was legal based on a set of morality code taken from Scripture. Wife beating was legal based on the morality codes taken from biblical references. Child abuse was legal based on what many people believe in not sparing the rod. Now, this one is really troubling to me. Mary was around 12 years old, and Joseph, her husband, was about 90 years old when she gave birth to Jesus. Now, that to me is pretty bizarre. Another problem with religion is that not enough emphasis is placed on the spiritual nature of human beings. This body, the physical body, is constantly being refurbished. Really. Red blood cells live for about 4 months, while white blood cells live on average maybe a year. Skin cells live about 2, maybe 3 weeks. Colon cells have it rough. They die off after about 4 days. My point? The body is constantly remaking itself, and quite often without us even being aware of it. How much more difficult is it then to appreciate that the spirit, the soul, is eternal, while the body is transient? This is important because there's something to reincarnation, I believe. Modern religions took reincarnation and the concept of reincarnation out of religions as a matter of controlling people. I mean, How can you tell people that they are responsible for their own action and that God has nothing to do with it, and that for every deed they commit, they're either going to get the reward of their deeds or be punished by their own deeds? If not in this lifetime, in another. So, in a nutshell, this is what Microdacism is all about. If you want to know about it, all you need to do is just to Google the word Amazon Microdacisms, and all my ebooks will pop up. Read them all. I need the funding. Anyway, Microdacism has 14 rules as starters. You, as an individual, are encouraged to form your own religion based on your own knowledge, experiences, and intuition. Why not just follow Microdacism? Because Microdacism is not a religion. It's simply a set of suggestions, that's all. Microdacism suggests that it's just a matter of time when science and religion, that is a belief system, will be combined and the theosophical nature of God will be explained in scientific terms. That is my prediction. Now, it may seem contradictory to you, but I do meet regular with other like-minded friends who share my Unitarian beliefs. We know that we don't know, and we don't pretend to know the nature of God. We don't believe in hell or Satan. We accept our humanity in that blame and shame are looked at properly, and neither are compelling or controlling. We are like that shrimp at the bottom of the ocean, but we are, we believe, on the path of knowing and overcoming a lifetime of mistaken beliefs. For example, this is one of my personal beliefs, but I think that the concept of marriage should be re-examined because, in its present form, it is based on economic conditions, insecurities, one person owning another, and of course, being chattel for the state. Well, there it is. No religion and no borders. The truth, then, as I see it, will set you free. You will be encouraged to think for yourself.